Good evening, folks. I think there's still people probably still filtering in. Okay. So we're going to give that another couple of minutes just for folks to come in, and then I will kick things off proper. I will at least bring us over to the main menu. There we are. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So, for the time being, I am going to go ahead and start a new colony. I have been running one the past few days, and I've just gotten absolutely hooked on this game all over again. There they are, the blank benchies. Currently going through their second December. But we are going to go ahead and start fresh. For a couple reasons. One, I want to just like kind of show off making a colony from the get-go. And two, my current game is on Cassandra Classic, and I kind of wanted to mix things up and try Randy Random for a change, because I have actually heard good things about him, and I'm very curious. So we're going to go ahead and start with Crash Landed. Oh, actually, before I go any further, I'm just going to say I do have a few mods. A fair few mods, actually. These are all for quality of life and other things. Harmony is just a core mod that other mods rely on. Same with HugsLib. But we have Trade UI revised. Better trade interface. Smarter construction. Pawns won't build themselves into walls. Rimhud is probably one of my favorites, just for being able to show me a bunch of detailed information at a glance. Realistic rooms rewritten. This just kind of slightly reduces the amount, like the size of a room that a pawn will consider to be spacious. So it kind of makes it more reasonable, so you're not having to make like massive rooms for, you know, massive bedrooms just to satisfy your nobles. Pick up and haul. This one is a life changer for me, and I also fucking pick up that can. Yeah, just the fact that this mod allows your pawns to use their internal inventory to pick up more stuff so that they can haul more things. It makes things much, much nicer. Likewise, lights out. This one just means that pawns will turn off their lights when they're not using them. So if they're in a room, like if they're no longer in a room, the lights will be out. And if they're sleeping, they will turn the lights off. So it just kind of like reduces power usage a bit. Common sense. I don't fully know everything that this does, although I can go through the mod options. Okay, yeah, so kind of just... Oh, hi, Meth. I was just running through the mods that I'm running right now. I've just gotten to common sense, which is kind of curious, but it's just like it changes how pawns behave in certain circumstances, so it just means that they're doing more to keep themselves like satisfied and happy, and like here's a very, very good behavior from the common sense mod, which is that pawns will clean rooms in between hauling ingredients and crafting, so they will make sure that the space is clean before they cook or before they make stuff. So it's a very, very good way of preventing food poisoning. Yeah. There are some behaviors that are not enabled, which are more, you know, kind of they work to get food poisoning. Yeah. Like, there's one here that's not enabled, which is pawn's mood slowly moves towards 50% while they're asleep, if possible. I'm not going to enable that one. I'm going to keep the base game behavior, but a lot of the ones that are enabled by default are pretty good. So it's common sense. Camera plus, just more zoomies. Allow tool, which is very, very good for a bunch of different things, just like selecting all of a certain item on the map, or ordering people to haul things urgently. So it's kind of like a separate work item that they get, and you can kind of make that a higher priority than regular hauling. So if you really need something to be shifted now, you can do haul urgently, which is good. I think, I'm trying to remember, I think this is also the source of my other favorite command, which is harvest fully grown. So you can kind of select a bunch of berry bushes on the map and only harvest the ones that are completely grown. So that's a good one. All Memories Fade is another one that I cannot live without. It's basically just, instead of a pawn having a negative or positive mood, like moodlet, for like a long time and then it just suddenly cutting out, it gradually reduces over time until the time, like, you know, so like say if for instance in the colony that I've done currently, one of my pawns just lost his son, and that's like a negative 20 mood. So rather than that being negative 20 mood for half a year and then suddenly just gone, instead it kind of like gradually ramps down from 20 to 19 to 18 until such time as the mood disappears. Very, very good for preventing unnecessary mental breaks. Random Plus. This one I like. It's just a way of speeding up the process of re-rolling to find a particular pawn if I decide to go that way. I can just say, hey, look for a pawn with these qualities and that don't have these qualities. And then I click a button and it will re-roll until it finds a pawn that matches roughly what I'm looking for. Bug fixes and TD find lib. These are just kind of infrastructure things for some of the other mods. Everybody gets one. This is good. This lets you create orders to craft as many things as there are pawns in your colony. So it's a very, very good bill setting option. EDB prepare carefully. I haven't used this one as much, but it's there in case I need to use it. Rim saves, that's just a save menu upgrade. Kind of makes things a bit clearer. You can kind of organize saves into folders. Very good stuff. And then lastly we have interaction bubbles, which is just, rather than having to go into the social tab, a pawn will just kind of bring up a little speech bubble about what they're discussing. So it's just, that one's just really nice for flavor. So that's the whole mod list. Yeah, I'm kind of going for as vanilla as possible, but with quality of life improvements. So with all of that out of the way, let me go ahead and kick off a new colony. So I'm going to do Crash Landed. This time around I'm picking Randy. I will stick with Adventure Story because my Cassandra Adventure Story so far has been pretty good. And I will do Commitment Mode because I like the drama, and I like just kind of playing what I've been given. Don't give me the temptation to reload, because I will not go anywhere. Anomaly settings. I'm still not quite ready for anomaly, so I'm going to disable this for now. Alright, the random seed that's been thrown to me is violence. I think I'm going to stick with that. I will do 100% globe generation, just because I like having more places to explore. Everything else I will keep as it currently is. And I'll go ahead and generate a map. This will probably take a hot minute. And we have ourselves a world. Farbum grasslands. Buthilia Bog, Choco Glow Forest. Interesting. My usual go-to is kind of temperate forest, but I should probably kind of mix things up. I might do a grasslands run again. Because the grasslands are kind of nice. The only thing I didn't like the last time I did them is the absolute lack of trees. But otherwise, they're quite good for like fertile soil for farming and stuff like that. I'm also considering, because the run that I've been doing up until now was in a place with a 30 out of 60 growing period. So basically, like half the year, the place is frozen and I can't grow anything. So I'm wondering about doing something a little bit more generous, or even going year-round. Also, beside that, I want to make sure that I'm not settling too close to raiders, and that I have at least a few friendly neighbors I can talk to. So I'm kind of looking at these patches with the Neon Confederation. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I want to settle near the Neon Confederation. So there's Neon Confederation and the Blue Lake Tribe. Those are the friendly ones. As well as the Merchants Cartel and the Exodus Empire. I shall keep looking. This might be the longest part of this stream. So I've learned from my previous run not to trust pig liners, pig skins. Oofa doofa, those guys can fuck me up. I lost a couple of really good colonists to pig skins with grenades. That fucking sucked. Yeah, you know what? I like this little cluster of... Yeah, I like this little cluster of friendly goobs that I can talk to. I normally like settling near to a river just for having access to watermill generators. Although, again, the previous save that I was running, because it wasn't a place that did experience winters, I have discovered the hard way that water freezes now. So that's been interesting to work around. Although I am nearly on the cusp of geothermal generators there. Yeah, once water freezes, your water mills are useless. Hey, you know what? No, it's tropical rainforest. Ooh, but it's high geothermal activity. Oh yeah. Yeah, floods can also happen. Oh, I see. This is all tropical rainforest. Alright. And that's tropical swamp. I don't want to deal with the increased disease chance, but like... I can probably deal. So the focus will be on cooling, so I don't have to worry about making heaters quite so much. Because that's a year-round growing period, it's headwater, and it's high geothermal activity, which means once I do research... Yeah, once I do research geothermal generators, I should be good to go. So I think I'll give that one a go. No, Ideologian. Recently, I've been playing with the ideology system inactive, so it just gives me like a basic Ideologian. Oh, fuck yeah. I do not mind being flush with wood, especially because I mentioned the grasslands don't have a whole bunch of trees. I tried a grasslands run, and I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to build basic shit? But yeah, ideologies. Do I want to keep it inactive, or do I want to, at the very least, run a classic-like ideology? I think, yeah, you know what? I'll do that. I'll do classic-like for now. So my colonists get a belief system like classic Rimworld, and the rest of the world has separate ideologies. So that kind of like mixes things up a little bit. Eventually I want to do high collectivists again, or at the very least make my own high life focused ideologian, just because 420 blaze it. But not right now, because the last time I tried that, I realized, oh no, my guys want a plant specialist, but if I make a plant specialist, that plant specialist isn't going to be able to do shit other than planting. But you know, I'm getting more and more comfy with it. I'm taking baby steps. So yeah, classic-like for now. Goodness, alright, well I'm keeping a hold of you. Tina Duffy. Mining, 7 plants, 11 medical, and 8 social, all with at least a mild passion. That's a solid starting pawn. She's got asthma, but I can deal with that. And she's a night owl, a fast walker, and a recluse. So I will have to set her schedule to be night focused. That's fine. That means I can have somebody working every hour of the day, more or less. Recluse might be a bit tricky, but like, yeah, we can deal. Small mood debuff, probably. And I tend to keep my colonies smallish anyways, so that'll be fine. Lou, that's her sister, who is apparently a prostitute idol. Excuse me? Hmm. Yeah, I guess so. Honestly, it's kind of a solid trio. I'm just trying to decide. I want to get someone who's at least decent at construction early on, because I'm going to be doing a lot of building. I'm not going to re-roll you, Lou, but I am going to move you into the Left Behind group so that you can maybe show up later on. Let's see. I'll randomize one of these dudes. Yeah. Duffy is good for mining. RGB. Yeah, I do want to play with some of the more fun, like, Ideal Legend ideas, but I'm just kind of gradually getting the hang of things. Okay. So we have a mining plants, medical and social specialist. We have a shooting, melee, and cooking specialist. They have like decent intellectual skills as well. So I'm looking for somebody with construction and crafting. This is where random plus comes in, because let's see here. I've got Mince Rafter as a role. That is mining, plants, and medical. Well, I think we already have. Yeah, we've already got plants. We've already got mining. Also, this character is called Squirt. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna make a new preset, so I'm gonna reset all that. I'm gonna do Burning Passion in construction, Burning Passion in crafting, and at the very least a mild passion in shooting, because I do want to make sure that I have another gunner. And we'll save that as Frontier Goober. And then I will click the randomize button. Boop. Sure enough. Amelia NG Fleiss. And she is a foundry apprentice, a combat engineer, and she's kind. Honestly, NG shows up a fair bit in a few of my playthroughs, so I'm glad to have her. At the very least, I'm glad to have her on my side, because on my other save, she was I think she was a waster that tried to raid us, and we had to kill her. But we got shooting and melee covered, we got construction covered, cooking's good, medical's very good, mining and plants should be serviceable, and while there's no passion for intellectual, we do have at least a level 6, so we're not going to be completely screwed. Also, I love that we have a Tina and a Dina. Tina, Dina. Alright. Fuck it, let's hit it. Banana fan and a Fofina. Yep. Tina, Tina, Bobina, Banana Fana, Fofina, Tina. Hey! Oh my gosh, they have a golden retriever. Salty. Aw. It's a Labrador retriever. Hell yeah. And sure enough, this is the headwater. So we have the very, very start of the river here. Salty dog, yep. Okay, just gonna feel for the place. There are so many trees here. You were not lying. There's also, seemingly a bunch of compacted machinery. That, I'm happy to see that, because I was struggling to find components for some things. Yeah, like I'm seeing a vein here. I'm seeing what could be a big vein over here. Another big vein over here. Ooh, some more steel over here as well. And sure enough, that's a lot of geothermal activity as well. There are many vents here. Let's see, I'm gonna pick one to settle near. Also, I love this track. I still haven't figured out the name of it. I need to listen through the OST again, but the soundtrack for this game is just like banger after banger after banger. Hmm. Honestly, I think this little spot in between these three rock formations here is probably perfect. Got some rich soil here and along the... oh, well, that's mud, but... eh. Yeah, there's plenty of places to, like, set up farmland, but, like, more importantly, we've got two pretty good, pretty closely placed steam geysers here. And that makes me happy. Alright. So my best shooter is Engie. I'm going to give her the bolt-action rifle. Lo is my second best shooter, so she gets a revolver. And Duffy actually has decent melee, so yeah, I'm happy to give her the knife. And just allow a bunch of stuff. Alright. So, first thing I want to do is kind of get a storage area. Preferably one that's sheltered and walled off. So actually, here's a perfect spot. Let's just... get some wood chopped here. I'm not going to make it too big just yet, but... probably about that much should be good. Give it a door. Mine out these walls here. Medical treatment. Oh, right, for Duffy's asthma. Well, Duffy is my best medical gal, so I will let her self-tend. Oh yeah, she's already just hacking away at that slate. Okay, yeah, she's self-tending now. Which I assume means she's just pulling out an inhaler from that med pack. Just taking a few puffs. Just speed that up a little bit. You focus on that. And NG, you're the best constructor, so you work on the wall. Okay, we've got the main thing here, so I can throw in a stockpile zone here. And then also throw in some shelves. And throw down some concrete floors. The most important thing is that everything, almost everything, is indoors now and not deteriorating. Although I should probably consider making a barracks for these folks. There's a nice, decently open spot here. Let me check the work as well. And then the things that they're good at, put to priority 2. Okay. Okay, chop down some more trees. Actually, let's get this wood hauled urgently because it is in the water and deteriorating. Pause that and just let them focus on building the house. Oh shit, already. Lowe has an inspired recruitment. Well, hopefully we find somebody within the next 8 days, so that she gets a guaranteed recruitment there. Okay, everybody has a bed at least, and I can give Salty a sleeping spot real quick. Okay, well they're just gonna sleep in an unfinished barracks, but that's fine. This is another track that I like, but I don't know the name of. Also, we have an ad coming up in about just under 4 minutes. And that will be 3 minutes of ads. I'm so sorry. Oh shit, right. NG... Are you the one... Hang on. No, you're not the one. Ah, fuck, I forgot to check, but Lo is a gourmand. I don't particularly like that trait, but she's also tough and a fast learner, so I think I can deal with the added food requirements. Duffy, you're the night owl. So I'm going to change schedules here. Want to double check. Duffy. So mood bonus if you're awake at night. So between 23 and 6 hours. Okay, so... Alright. And the debuff between 11 to 18. Alright. I should be able to work with that. So schedule... let's see here. Alright, that should do it. Okay, and we are back from ads. Alright. So the barracks is done. I've just added a table so that folks can eat without the that one mood debuff that seems to mimetically break people. Although I don't think it will with us because All Memories Fade is really, really good at balancing out emotions. I think next thing I'm going to do is set up a wind turbine so that we can get some power. Maybe even a couple of them. Although I'm actually going to be right back in a second myself. And I'm back. I've grabbed a soda. It should help me see faster. Okay, so my plant specialist is asleep right now, so I'm going to go ahead and set to work a zone for wind turbines. This is where the planning tool comes in handy. Alright, hang on. I see the issue. Okay. So cancel that. Cancel that. Let's just double check. So if I did it vertical instead. Yeah. Maybe. Let's check that. This might run into a similar issue, but I can probably work around it. Okay, yeah. Aha! That's what I'm looking for. Although bridges are quite expensive. Maybe I'm being a bit too ambitious though. Let's just cancel all of that. So really the main thing that I want right now is to make sure that I have at least one wind turbine. So I'm not gonna need a whole bunch of energy. So like... yeah, right there would be fine. Or like... even here. Nah. Here should be just dandy. While I'm here, let's just get some paths down. Oh, and also, the whole reason I was doing that planning in the first place. Do it again. It's just so I can place some concrete down where the wind turbine is, so I can be sure that no trees are going to grow up and block its path. Evidently there's one tiny blap of marshy terrain there that's gonna... Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. Cancel that, move it one tile back. I don't want any missing concrete. Right, so yeah. Power, wind turbine, do it like that. Cancel that. Floors, concrete, boom jams. There we are. And clear the rest of these plans for now. Speed that up, let them do their thing. Unfortunately, it looks like while I'm streaming, fast forwarding things does kind of cause a frame rate hit. But, Angie's doing her thing. And we have wind power. And sure enough, it's blocked by palm tree, but I think Duffy can take care of that real quick. You know what, I think Angie might have it. No, she's off to sleep. Like, yeah, look at this. I probably already, like, talked about this, but the pickup and haul mod. Just boop, 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 boom jams, and she's taken all that to storage. Considering how they would normally just take one thing at a time, like one little stack at a time, that thing's a fucking lifesaver. In fact, yeah, Duffy, if you could haul a bunch more wood just into storage before the rain Wears it down any. Okay, wind turbine is unblocked and capable of functioning at full capacity. Since I have a bunch of spare steel, I'm gonna go ahead and make a new house across the way. I haven't really, like, fully thought out how I want to plan all this, but, like, I do at the very least want a science house. First of all, I would like somebody to deconstruct all these things. Okay, yeah, so now that I've cleared out some space, I'm gonna go ahead and oops, nope, I'm gonna cancel that. Speed that up, let them do their thing. Pardon if I'm quiet, by the way, I'm just gonna... I always get, like, super focused on, like, thinking things out in my head while I'm doing this. Okay. Build hidden conduits along the roads. And this is going to be the base for my first research bench. Boom. First research project is going to be batteries, of course. We need that power. We need that power storage. In fact, my next building is going to be battery storage. Know that Duffy is up. Duffy is the mining expert, so I'm going to go ahead and have her work on the iron vein here first. Hi, Tally. Yeah, sorry, the past couple times have been like, I've streamed for a little bit and then been like, oh shit, I need to go to the shops for something. This time around, I'm like, well, I've already been to the shops for a thing, so I can just kind of vibe for a few hours before I have to go sleep before work. Okay, yeah, I was going to do battery storage, so I'm going to set up a structure probably here. Doesn't need to be massive. And another concrete path here. And concrete floors in here as well. Oop. We have our very first event, a war merchant from the Blue Lake tribe. Alright. That could actually be kind of handy. You can get, like, weapons and stuff. Oh right, I need to assign low to research. Alright, Duffy. You can take a little break from mining just to chat with the war merchants, see what they've got. It's primarily weapons they've got, of course, being war merchants. We also have some boomalopes. Hey, you know what? Getting some chem fuel production early on would be nice. As long as I make sure to keep it well away from anything, you know, that's part of my base. So I'll probably go for the younger boomalope just because it gives me more time before it dies of old age. Ooh, that's a thought. I've never made a kill box before, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna do the boomalope, and I will sell my synthread pants because they're still decent quality, and I can get a little discount. I don't want to be giving away all my silver, and I can always make more pants later. I shall consider it. I was thinking about making, like, if I can cordon off an area of my base once I've figured out where everything should go. I was going to, at the very least, make a trap corridor for early raids, because I did get some practice in on my other save with that. Boomylope bought. Now I need a pen. The softer terrain is making it a little bit tricky to like plan things out, but here should be okay. I'm gonna make sure that I have a decent enough run of the place. Wait, shit. No, I don't want to be making it out of wood. I want to be making it out of steel. Because steel is heavier than feathers. And also it's explosion proof, kinda. And pen marker. Yeah, that'll be good. As long as it can hold one cow, I'm happy to let it hold a Boomalope. Now, what do I name my Boomalope? Wait, why did I do a wooden pen marker? Give me a sec. Make that steel as well, just in case. Wait, shit. Cancel that. Architect. Steel pen marker. There we go. MG, prioritize that because it means, at the very least, if my Boomalope walks away, I can lead it back to that. Right, cool. Alright, I think it's probably time for Duffy to go to bed. Once she's done digging out this steel. Yep, there she goes. And Lowe's doing research. That's good. Technically, Duffy is my better researcher, but Lo has passion, so works for her. Oh my god, these people and their elephants just trailing elephant shit all over my perfect concrete wind turbine field. Look at this mess. Okay, I need to set up food, but I don't have a proper... Okay, I could... Let's try and clear out the trees from this spot here. Because I know that's the good fertility soil. It's either that or I plant a potato farm somewhere on the regular soil. Oh dear. Alright, need to get these guys a horseshoe pin. They fucking love horseshoes. I guess NG is also de facto my animal specialist. Having the highest animal skill at a whopping 3. Yeah, wrangle that boomalope. Yoink. Okay, so we're doing fine for steel right now, so I'm going to cancel that vein mining so that Duffy can focus on clearing out the farmlands once she's finished her nap. Huh, okay. There goes Duffy. About to have her breakfast. Oop. Transport pod crash. A ranger named Dylan. Dylan! Oofa doofa, right across the lake. Oh, Jesus. Alright. Shit. Okay. Angie, focus on making a bed real quick. Okay, Duffy. See if you can nab Dylan real quick. Holy shit, we might actually be able to do this. Yep. I think... Let's look at his health. Right leg gunshot, left hand stab. Heavy bleeding, and he's in extreme pain, but... And his blood loss moderate. Oh shit! Just like that. The colony of the potentially damned is off to a decent start. We're in the jungle. I've just rescued a dude who fell from the sky. And, he could potentially be our sharpshooter and our research specialist. And also he's another plant specialist, that's really good. And I was worried that I would have to maybe convince, in heavy air quotes, him to join, but as soon as Duffy here patched up one of his wounds, he was like, yeah, I'm joining you. So you know what? We're gonna try and keep him alive. So he only has moderate blood loss. Let me check the bill. Alright, yeah. He should be okay. So this is also my first time playing with Randy Random, so, ooh, gift from the Blue Lake Tribe. Oh, holy fuck. They just gave us plasteel. Only a small amount of it, but I will take plasteel. Yeah, so the reason I kind of got convinced to try Randy is the fact that both Cassandra and Phoebe are wealth-based, so, like, the better your colony is doing, the worse shit they'll throw at you. Whereas Randy is wealth independent. He only cares about, he only cares about making shit fun, but also looking into the mechanics, he's not, like, completely unfair from the start. He will ramp up what he can do the longer that you've survived. Okay, let's not go totally ham on harvesting trees just yet. I just needed to clear a small space so I can start with a rice farm. That should be sufficient for just now. God, that is killing me how lucky that was. I'm just like... I remember my previous save, it wasn't until like a good few days in that I got my first, like, colonist. And that was... Sorry, sleepy. That was lucky insofar as I was able to down an invader without outright killing them. So I was actually able to try taking them prisoner. What's his bio, anyways? He's a baseliner. He's a recluse, he's abrasive, and he's nimble. Alright. Structures. I'm gonna need a kitchen for making food. Doesn't need to be super huge. think we're back from ads. Alright, don't worry, you haven't missed a whole bunch. I'm just kind of getting the kitchen built. And also planning out some paths. We are gonna need to get some food soon, though. I see some alpacas up here, so I am going to entrust Engie with the noble task of hunting. Well, once she's done building all this. Ah, alright. Just in time for my favorite part of this track to kick in as well. Since it looks like you'll be here for a while, Engie thinks you should give your faction a name. What should your faction be called? Oh, fuck. Names. Let's see. Well, my off-stream colony is called the Blank Banshees, after one of my favorite vaporwave artists. So I think I will continue that trend and go with the slower pace. Slower pace is fun. Let me find one of his albums. Oops. Okay, yeah. So, faction is going to be the slower pace, and the settlement shall be called Encardia. As that is one of his albums. Yeah, I'm aware I'm on low food. It's not ideal, but I will get there. I just need Engie to hurry up with making the kitchen and also a butcher table, and she is doing now. Whoa, what the fuck? Alright. I was going to get that roofed, but Well, at least it's raining. Dylan's up and about at least. Okay, thankfully Duffy can construct, so I can probably just bump up her priority. Just speed through the night. Let Duffy do the rest of her farming. Actually, since Duffy has construction work as well, I can get the rest of this path sorted out. There we are. Just an easy route down to the farm. Okay, and now that entry is up, need you to go hunting. Big mistake, alpaca. Going out into the water like that. Oh, come on. For fuck's sake, Engie, come on. That was close. Jesus Christ, Engie. There we go. What are you... Oh, right, I need a fucking food storage spot. I will get a proper fridge area set up soon. I just need to... get Andrew to haul this guy over so we can get him cut up for cooking. Alright, there we are. Or at least not starving today. Oh shit, we got capybaras here. Hell yeah. Look at them. Look how chill they are. I'm not harvesting them for food. They're too cute. So we've got rats, we've got panthers, we've got cassowaries. What are cassowaries like? Oof. Guaranteed to go into revenge mode if we hurt them. Ooh. That's an alpaca that was got by a panther. It's missing some of its body parts, but it's still fresh for a few more hours. NJ, would you like to haul? And I'll put up another bill to butcher. Oh, and we've got our first harvest of chem fuel from the boomalope. That's good. Okay, I'm going to plan out my fridge. I'm going to have it attached to the kitchen, at the very least. Maybe a bit bigger than that. Yeah, that'll do. Might need to reshuffle a couple of things here to do it the way that I want to do it. Let me think. Okay, yeah. NJ, where are you at? Oh, you're refueling a cooler. That's fine. There we are. Cancel this door. Here's what I'm doing. The fridge design that I tend to go for, like after having read up on it, is basically making sure that there's a gap of 2 tiles between the entry point and like between wherever the entrance is and the actual fridge, you know, like for the insulation, basically. And of course we'll need to have an actual cooling thing somewhere here. Cancel that one, build a copy here. That should do it. Oop, one moment. There we go. Okay, I'll get you to focus on mining again for a little bit. Huh. Dylan now has a shoot frenzy. Which sounds bad on the surface, but no, it just means that he will be way better at shooting for the next few days. So hopefully, once he's out of bed, he can put that to good use. Nope. Mechanoid signal. That is the start of the Odyssey DLC. I'm not ready for that just yet. Okay, Salty, you can have this one. Just because you're adorable. Hi, Summer. Welcome to the stream. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be streaming because I'm a very sleepy bean, but we are getting started with a new Rimworld colony. Speed up time here. Just enough resources, I think, to get the rest of this fridge unit done. And if we don't, then Duffy is going to be mining some more, so that should be fine. And Dylan's fully healed, hell yeah. Dylan! You son of a bitch! Which does mean that Dylan is going to need a proper bed of his own. And we now have battery research done. Hell yeah. Let's just get some metal in here. Get the first couple of batteries done. Ooh, right. Yeah, a couple of hidden conduits. Drop down a few of these plants. Dylan, if you could work on these. Let's see here. Alright. Now I'm going to issue a stockpile zone here for food. And this particular storage is going to be 4. Clear everything. Allow rotten and fresh. Allow all foods to be in here. As well as raw resources, I want yeah, plant matter in general. And then also animal corpses. No, and also herbal medicine, because that also has a rot timer on it, although it's a very generous one. And then what I'm also going to do is... Oh god, I get sleepy. Link settings. So then I can copy the settings from the main place and then paste them here. And if I've done that right, then yes. Now everything in here is basically the fridge. And now what I have to do is forbid foods from here, as well as herbal medicines and plant matter and animal corpses. Oh, no, I want to forbid animal corpses there. And if I've done that right... oh, right, I also need to select all the shelves. I'll just start with this one here. As before, link settings, copy from here, paste there, And now all of these shelves and this storage thing should basically be like, hey, no food in here. And Duffy needs treatment, probably because of her asthma. But she's allowed to self-tend, so she'll just handle that herself. Wait, why is this disconnected? Oh, right. We researched batteries, so I can do another research project. Don't really need hydroponics right now. Solar generators might be good. Is there anything back here that I could be using? Ah, Christ. Yeah, no, I will focus on securing some extra power gen first, starting with solar panels, but I am looking at that geothermal power as maybe my next step. So I can secure these vents over here. Hang on. Oh, now I see. Okay, yeah. Part of the reason I'm doing hidden conduits is because, if I understand right, they are immune to the bzzzt events, which are very bad. Excellent. Just a decent cluster of berry bushes around here. Let's go ahead and focus on that. Okay, and Dylan has gathered berries for us. Getting our couple batteries set up. Alright, NG, hopefully you can do a better job hunting alpacas this time around. God, there's so much compacted machinery around here. Oh, Jesus. Nice. One shot. Destroyed its heart. Excellent stuff. Let's go ahead and order that to be butchered. Get rid of that zone as well. So this is going to be the frozen. And this will be the stuff zone. Stuff zone and frozen. Okay, we've got some other good steel deposits here. Also, Jesus, that is midnight. I should probably... Oh. Oh yeah, we have an ad happening in like a minute and 30 seconds, so yeah, we'll just kind of let things play out. Wait, where'd you put the alpaca? Oh, I need to zone things. That should count, right? No, we should probably try and take it to a different zone. No, Dylan's got it. Hey, Hunter. Sorry, ads are going to be happening in, like, just a second. Oh, for fuck's sake. Quest available, The Hunted Knight. That would... yeah. That would be a start to the royalty DLC, but I don't want to bother with the Imperials this time around. I need to secure more food. Oh, little chinchilla. We're not turning that into food. No siree. I'm not that desperate. Kind of sticking to alpacas for the time being. And she's off doing her magic. Nope, that's a hit. And she just fucking gave up. She's off to chill out with the gang. I guess she needs that recreation. That's okay, because this health packet is going to bleed out eventually. Alright, well that's some more food secured. that was a much cleaner shot. Come on, NG. Nope. It's just a big old hunk of steel over here. NG, could you... NG, your positioning is fucking awful. Why are you trying to go for fucking trick shots? Jesus Christ, Angie, I'm drafting you. Just go over here. Oh my god. That was close. Oh, it fell over. Do you have melee skill? You have 5 melee skill. Oh yeah, you can finish off. Nice. I can't remember if that's a vanilla thing or if that was added by Allow Tool. I think it might have been added by Allow Tool. But it's a very, very nice kind of addition. It's like, if your pawn has a high enough melee skill, they can just quickly dispatch an incapacitated thing. Angie, where are you going with those? Oh, okay. Hello, can you... Jesus. Do the cooking. I'm actually going to take Low off of research duty for the time being, as Dylan is way better at it currently. Probably help if I had some lights around here. Now that I've got batteries anyways. Okay, we're in a better position now. That's a few fine meals that we can work with. And they're off to bed. Duffy is doing some midnight research. But I think, for the time being, I'm going to wrap up. But I'm not going to completely duck out of this just yet. I'm just like, it's midnight. I'm about to go to sleep, but I do want to show off my other colony because it's been going quite well. So we will save and quit to the menu. I will continue this in a future stream, probably tomorrow evening even. I'm going to go ahead and load up the blank banshees. Yeah, sorry, Hunter. I've been at this for a couple of months, and I'm fucking EP sleepy BP. I should have been be people more heads up there. All right, this is my yeah, play. We've been rough, but we're near here. Shit, it's breaking up. Well, that's probably as good a time as I need to wrap up. It's probably because the fans on my computer are going wild. Let me check. Okay. Yeah, so we've had a bit of a rough go of it, but we're nearly through our second year on this playthrough. Here is my self-insert. Chaz there. This is actually a backstory in-game pawn. Although, if things have gone well, they're actually going to be replaced with a more updated version soon. I don't think it'll apply retroactively, but like, I sent an email to Ludion just to be like, hey, it's been a few years. Is it okay if I like update my backstory in game, Goober? So maybe it's a maybe, but there they are. They are my plant specialist. They're also my cook and my animal handler, and also a builder. So pretty good considering that they're incapable of violence. They were one of the OG colonists. They crash landed along with Edward, who is my main shooting specialist. Also good at cooking and animals, and he's also the doctor. And Hako, who was a fellow construction specialist, and also my main intellectual goober for the longest time. He is also my noble in this one. He's currently the acolyte rank, and I don't think I'm going to be upgrading him any further than that because he's already a little bit finicky about what he wants to wear, and I don't have enough. I don't have enough stuff to give him like proper noble armor yet. Alongside this, we have Outrun. Yeah, Outrun. She was a raider who attacked us. She was just a lone waster that we managed to incapacitate. And Hako was like my best social person at the start, with a staggering 1 level in social. So it was kind of a process of several days that we were kind of wearing her down, until the best boy, Shrubby, came along. Shrubby is a high mate. He was being pursued by a couple of man-hunting guinea pigs. We rescued him, and he had 11 social points, and within like a day of him joining, he managed to recruit Outrun, so we kind of got like two goobers at the same time. These two have been here the longest after the initial crash landers. The rest of the colonists I've had so far are, unfortunately, they passed away. So we had Chantal. Yes, the MSF. With Chantal. I forget how we got her. But she was a plant specialist as well, and she was also a melee specialist, so she was quite handy. But we had a really really bad raid, which took out her and also Vaughn, who was shortly after her. Vaughn was a hired thug. He was kind of like a mostly combat oriented, but also handy with the social stuff. Vaughn's end was fucking tragic, because like, okay, Vaughn and Chantal both died in the same attack. We had a bunch of pigskin raiders with grenades come in and start blowing shit up. By the way, here's everybody that I've killed so far. Just in a little graveyard. I'll talk a bit more about that in a second. But Vaughn here, during the pigskin raid, Chantal got fucked up, died of blood loss. Vaughn was still kicking, but got downed, and ultimately one of the pigskin raiders kind of attempted to kidnap him, like dragged him all the way out here, but then the pigskin died of his injuries and dropped Vaughn, and Vaughn just kind of had to bleed out because I was too busy focusing on healing everybody else at my hospital over here, and I could not send somebody out to rescue him. So it was a shit show, but we pulled through. Also, yeah, so this is the Field of the Fallen. I kind of pay respect to every raider that I kill by giving them at least a decent burial. Most of these are either pigskins or wasters. There was a couple of Neanderthals in there. The one in the middle here is Quark. He was the leader of the pigskin faction. And he actually, just at the start of this year, he led a raid with two other pigskins, and we just kind of made short work of them. So that's kind of my trophy, is I killed a faction leader. So he gets a place of honor. But yeah. This has been kind of an organic mess. We started with just like a few bedrooms. Like, these 3 rooms here were where it all began, as well as just like a basic storage building, and then it just kind of expanded outwards. So then we've got lab, we've got kitchen, we have battery storage, we have watermill generators, which are not working right now because the river is frozen. We have wind turbines, which are kind of doing a little bit. And then a couple of backup chem fuel generators. But I am in the midst of researching geothermal. So I've got a building set up for that. Just in advance. Oh, and we have a Boomalot pen here as well. But yeah. Now we've got workshop over here for fabrication. We have Hako's throne room, which I kind of just bunged down. The main pen with my buffaloes. And also a yak, yeah. The hospital, which I don't have anything particularly good medically speaking yet, but I just kind of carved out a hole in a mountain and just stuck some beds in there. But it turned out to be a somewhat impressive hospital, so people kind of got happy when they're recovering. As long as there's not too much blood on the floors, at least. And then there's some fucking chaotic mess of beds around here that I'm still organizing. And that should be it. Oh yeah, hydroponics bay as well. And an attempt at making a trap hallway. Although this is probably the least convenient place to put one. I was just like, I have a gap here. I'm going to try building a trap hallway. Anyways, that is that save. And a very, very brief tour of my off-stream base. And a sleepy ramble at midnight. But for now, that will be it for the stream. Thank you all for coming by, and I will see about doing some more tomorrow. Have a good night, folks. Let me just get the... Dude, there we go. Yeah, have a good night.